We're back with the next leg of our Grecian getaway, and we're in Rhodes, also known as Rhodos, Greece. The first stop of our medieval tour, we followed the footsteps of the knights in Rhodes, Old Town, visiting the Grand Master's Palace and the Street of the Knights.
And before we get inside that city, I want to show you how difficult it was for any enemy to go through a city like that. During the medieval time, the harbors, there used to be two. In the entrances, they had huge towers, and the towers were chained with heavy chains.
It felt like we stepped back into time as our tour guide, Lefty, led us into the Old Walled City, a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Rhodos.
As a parallel street to the Street of the Knights, we walk. There is another street. We call it Socrates Street, or else I personally call it Women's Paradise, or else Husband's Disease. It's full of shops. By the end of that, there is a large square with a fountain in the middle, plenty of shops, coffee shops and restaurants around. We call it as the Hippocrates Square.
The 7 lodges of the order, still bearing the original coats of arms, are displayed along the cobblestone streets where Rhodes' history was written for over 2 centuries. Sitting atop of the Knight Street, the Grand Master's Palace is well worth its name. The medieval city of Rhodes is a unique example of a particular medieval architectural style of the period of the Crusades that combines Byzantine, French, and Spanish influences.
What exactly happens in this island, and I will take everything from the beginning in a very brief way. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the latest excavation, somehow, between the 16th to the 15th century before Christ, they managed to build 3 ancient cities. 2 of those, on the other side of the island, became very rich and powerful. For almost 1,000 years, they managed to build a lot of colonies around Mediterranean. But after 1,000 years, those 3 cities decided
Okay, so we loaded on the bus and departed the medieval city of Rhodes. The next stop was not listed in our tour details, but it was on the way to the Acropolis of Lindos, which was the highlight of this half-day excursion. So we visited Bonus Ceramics, and here's some footage of how traditional ceramics are made by hand.
Let's see how he works. He took a part of the clay in his hands, which is very, very soft. If you cut the clay that soft, it needs to follow a process of work of about 5 days. The local type of clay we have is 2 different types, the grey white and the red one, and according to what they like to produce, sometimes they mix it. The potter, having the amount of the clay that he needs, he puts it up on the wheel. The wheel is an invention of about 3,500 years before Christ. For many millenniums, they used to do what he does. They had a larger wheel under their own feet, and by stepping above that, they were turning the upper wheel to do anything in a symmetric way. But to be honest with you, today they use the electrical one because that makes it faster and easier. The bowl of water in front of him, it is necessary, because with that, he can keep his fingers wet, and he can declare any different design he wants to. They have a massive production of the same object. They have to have a metallic bar standing in front of them with 2 needles in an horizontal position to keep the analogies, and everything has to be at the same size. He uses a lot of different metallic tools to give the different designs, or a piece of a sponge to smooth it, or a piece of a thread to cut it. But above all, the fingers. Without those, you do nothing at all. The experience certainly comes through the years. But the knowledge is something that is given from a father to a son as a typical family art, and this is the reason why most of the designs remain the same. From the way you see him working, you might think it's easy. This is what I thought when I was at the university. I tried a couple of times. And then fired for 2 days, and within the heat laid out of the oven, it looks like...
You can notice the detail in the craftsmanship as they are coloring in some of the plates here. And here's Demetrius, he's the owner.
At the age of 83,
This is the view right outside of the ceramic shop, and just look how beautiful and scenic the scenery is. Just breathtaking. Further off we can see a lovely beach there. Our next stop, we're heading to the Acropolis of Lindos. Looming high above the modern capital of Rhodes is the magnificent ancient Acropolis of Lindos and the Temple of Athena. The walled fortress is a historical podium with a prime vantage point atop a steep cliff, offering up spectacular panoramic views of the stunning coastline. The beautifully preserved Acropolis of Lindos is equally awe-inspiring and undoubtedly one of the most impressive archaeological sites thanks to its stunning natural landscape. In this footage, you can see why Lindos is a top destination in Greece. The atmosphere, the people, this view of the island is just amazing. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it. Also, if you visited Greece in the past or if it's on your travel bucket list, just let us know in the comments below. We want to thank you for watching. Stay safe and be well.